U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry's visit to Berlin is short but significant. With some recent tensions between the U.S. and Russia, his talks with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov are being closely watched. Last week's death of a Russian child in the house of his adoptive American mother has added to the strain on bilateral relations. But Susan Stewart of the German Institute for International and Security Affairs believes the two sides will get beyond this uncomfortable issue.
There is this anti-Americanism present on the domestic level, but on the level of the U.S.-Russian relationship, I think on the Russian side there's a definite attempt to keep that anti-Americanism from having too much of an impact on the actual foreign policy side of the relationship. And that's why they go for measures like the adoptions issue, where it's something that grabs people, it makes an impact, but it's not something that has a major effect on the major issues of the relationship, like missile defense or the cooperation regarding Afghanistan or the Iran or Syria issues.
Olaf Böhnke of the European Council on Foreign Relations agrees. He says the Kerry and Lavrov meeting will likely lead to a post-reset phase of the bilateral relationship, after dealing with the adoption issue, which is still a big story in the Russian media.
That tells a lot. So I think the story is that this is much more for domestic consumption, what we've seen in the recent weeks, because it still works, this anti-American attitude, which is reviled since Putin is back in office. So it's pretty much a winning topic for the Russian press.
As for Syria, observers don't see any change in either country's policy anytime soon.
I don't think there's going to be any kind of breakthrough, but I think that there will be some discussion of it because it is an ongoing situation and it is one in which Russia has been involved because it does have certain interests in Syria and because some of the attempts at dealing with the situation have gone through the UN, where Russia is in the Security Council. So I would say that it will be discussed, but it's unlikely, as you said, that anything will change in the Russian position.
From Berlin, Kerry heads on to Paris to discuss Washington's cooperation with France and other countries in an effort to stabilize Mali, the African country plagued by an Islamist insurgency. Michael Scaturro for VOA News in Berlin.